Hello, hello. Just getting Instagram going. Instagram, are you gonna be nice to me? Yes. Okay. Hi, everyone. I hope I'm unmuted. Yes, I am. Okay. We're live. Just realizing how rarely I do this now. I missed it. I think I always say that, though. I won't go live for so long. And then I do. I'm like, aw, I miss this. How come I don't do this more? So if you maybe got an email, maybe that's why you joined me live, or you just saw me, and I kind of titled this live "How to Stop Leaking Time, Money, and Energy," because I wanted to share some discoveries that I had, and maybe it'll be a contribution to you. I hope so. Or we'll just hang out and have fun, and maybe we'll have some laughs because that shows up too. If you want to say hi, feel free. It should show up on the comments here. Sometimes StreamYard lets me know who you are, and sometimes it doesn't. It's just super random that way. I wonder how it works with Instagram. Oh, I might have to go over here to see you. Hello, Instagram world. Okay, so have you ever felt, I'm jumping right into it, have you ever had this sense of like, where did the time go? Like, or for me, it would show up like, I have a weekend, I have the weekend off, I'm going to like do all these things, or I'm going to just relax and not do all these things. And then somehow it was like my weekend was gobbled up. Like it's like it was taken away from me. Like I leaked time. It could be with money where you're like, where did all my money go? And not that you weren't being present with it, but you noticed just that it seemed to, all these things kept coming up that month that was just taking up your money. And then of course there's energy where you just feel drained all the time and you're like, where has my energy gone? Well, what if we actually can leak time, money, energy? What if we can leak it out? And some of the tools I might give to you today might be different than what you would think they would be to stop doing that. Just stop it. Just stop leaking all of these valuable assets that you have of your time, your energy, and your money. Yeah. Hola, oh Ari, you're over here. Hi. It has been so long since I've seen you. You have to come dance at one of your shows. All right, so leaking time, money, and energy. I noticed this for myself. I noticed it especially with energy in the last, time. It's funny. Time in the last 6 months-ish is when I actually shifted this. And I shifted it and then kind of like didn't know if it was really true. You know, when you change something, you're like, but is it actually changed or is it going to come back? And I just kind of wanted to wait to see if it was going to come back before I really talked about it. But this would happen all the time without fail. I would section off time for myself, and anyone close to me that has heard me rant and rave, I would be like, they'd be like, how was your like relaxing weekend? And I'm like, wasn't so great because this came up and this came up and this came up. And all these people's needs came up that ended up taking up my time. What I realized was I didn't own my time. It didn't feel like I owned it. And it felt like everyone owned it. And if I didn't want them to, I had to fight them. I had to fight to try and like salvage this little bit of precious time, you know, whether that's single mom syndrome or life syndrome, I don't know. But this like little, and I almost wanted to hoard like this little precious piece of time that I held for myself. And that can show up with money too, like where there's no money, like your money goes to pay the bills, your money goes to pay for rent and all these things. And maybe your business is like, needs a lot of money like mine does. And so it's like, where's the money for me? Like, it's like my money's leaking everywhere. I don't even own it. I don't even have it. It's like, who owns my money? My like landlord owns my money. The people, the bill people own my money. My kids own my money. Everyone owns my money but me. And that's the same with energy, where like, what are you using your energy for? Who are you using your energy for? Do you feel that most of your interactions during the day, do they energize you or do they actually drain your energy? If you feel like your energy is constantly being drained and depleted, then you might be leaking energy all over the place. Just come back over to Instagram. It's funny that I have to jump back and forth, but I like this actually. It works for my ADHD. It makes it a little bit more enjoyable, the challenge of saying hi to everyone. So hi, everyone. Okay, so how do you stop? This is why we're here though, but how do you stop? Okay, sounds good. I recognize I'm doing this. How do you stop? Well, for me, a tool that I use that actually changed this dynamically was to actually take ownership of my time, which is different than this Cassie hoarding. Remember, I'm showing you like I'm hoarding this little bit of time for me, and I would shut out the world. And it's almost like you might think I need to create protection. I might have to have boundaries. Like these are things that people have used to kind of create a structure within the structure of need, because the world is full of need. Like I'm sure you've noticed, right? Like the world is full of need and needy people. So everyone is always needing something, especially if you have value to offer them. But everyone has this like, sorry, not everyone. A lot of people are functioning from need with money. A lot of people are functioning with need of time, need of energy. And if you have it, they want it. And so then we think, okay, I need to protect it. I need to set boundaries. I need to do all these things. But what that is actually is you kind of joining part of the structure and then trying to create your own structure within the structure so you can survive rather than bypassing the whole structure, which creates a space of ease, joy, and glory for you in your life. So for me, one of those bypassing moments was to really go, wait a minute, where am I not even owning my life? So all my energy, my money, my time is just leaking everywhere. People can just come and take it. Who owns me? Like, who's owning me? Not me. That's what was going on. I wasn't owning my own life. Do you feel like you own your own life? Like, have you ever had those moments where it's like, my business is running my life, or my kids are running my life, or, my career, my job, it's like, it's running my life. Oh my God, parents, it could be like my parents are running my life, even if you don't live at home. My husband's running my life. My wife's running my life. Like my partner is running my life. Whew. And the moment we go into that fight or that resistance, which I would say goes in the same category as I'm creating boundaries and I'm creating barriers and I'm creating, this is my line in the sand kind of thing, because those are all systems, those are all structures. They're not systems. They're structures that we think are going to protect us. But when you truly own something, so think of something like super precious to you. I'm very excited about this topic. No, you can tell I'm like, slow down talking, Cassie. Think about something like really precious to you. And if a stranger walked up and said, I'm taking that, would you let them? Or would you say no. So I kind of grew up with this, like, in this weird reality I'd created for myself where I actually would let someone just, like, if someone came up and they're like, I'm taking that, unless I was in like dire need of it, I might fight a little bit, but I'd already decided that they owned it. The moment they were like, I'm taking that, I'd be like, oh, because for some reason in my universe, if someone said, that's mine, I just aligned and agreed with it. Okay, I guess that's yours. Even if it was me. Whew. I actually just realized that some of my relationships were based on that. How many relationships are based on, wow, someone taking ownership of someone else? So if you own your life, you don't have to have boundaries and barriers, because get the difference. So you have this little scared little bird, okay, little bird of a person, and they're like willing for everyone to just take from them. And then you have someone else that is fully present, in total ownership of their life and fully confident. And you have someone that wants to take something. Who are they going to go after? Probably not the person that would say, no, you don't get to take whatever it is. You would go to the person that was available to be taken from. Whew. So everywhere you've been, I'm going to use something called the Access Consciousness Clearing Statement. If you are new to hanging out with me, and if you're new to something called Access Consciousness, then this is going to sound like a bunch of weird things that maybe don't make sense to you. But it's just a way to clear our energy. And there's a lot of energy coming up. I don't know if you've noticed, but I have. And you don't even have to know what it means for it to work, which is great. But if you want to know more about it, you can go to theclearingstatement.com. There's a video. There's a whole explanation for it. It's super awesome. But I'm not going to go into it. So theclearingstatement.com. Okay, so everywhere that you've been available to others taking from you, taking your time, taking your money, taking your energy, or anything else, will you destroy and create all that, please? Right, wrong, good, bad, bad, all 9 shorts, boys, povads, and beyonds. Everywhere you've made yourself so available for people to take from you, your time, your money, your energy, and everything else, will you destroy and create that, please? Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, bad, all 9 shorts, boys, povads, and beyonds. So what started to shift was I just stopped being available for that. And when I stopped being available for it, I didn't have to fight it. But when I was available for it, I was always fighting to protect that little piece, like I was saying, like that little piece that I was hoarding of either my time or my money or my energy for me. Because to even be in that position, I would have had first to align and agree that they could even take it from me. And now I'm in resistance and reaction, fighting to keep them from taking it from me. If you let all that go, destroyed and created all of that, right, wrong, good, bad, bad, all dangerous, boys, povads, and beyonds, those are the people that walk around the world. And this was me. And I'd be like, how come they just seem to be like, no one would dare to ask them to spend their time doing something ridiculous for them. No one would dare try and like suck the energy out of them. No one would dare. And we may have bought that was like their protection or their boundaries or their barriers. But is that light, or is it actually they're just not available for it? They are not aligning and agreeing with other people owning them. Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, bad, all nature, boys, povads, and beyonds. So what if, yeah, okay, cool. So what if no one got to own you unless you were in a position unless you desired them to. Unless it was actually a true contribution for you to be owned by them in a really playful, nurturing way. And if no one owned your life, then would the time and the money and the energy stop leaking? So for me, it did. As I kind of claimed ownership of my life, I noticed little things. I noticed even with time and energy. For example, let's say I still had the same amount of tasks to do in a day, but somehow they were just getting done faster. And I would even at the end of the day be like, oh, wow, I just did all my tasks for the week today. And it didn't cost me energy. I didn't even really notice I was doing it. That's what I'm talking about. This is that sweet, sweet, sweet place of owning your life, which includes your time, which includes your money, which includes your energy. So what would shift for you if you truly owned your life? Anything that doesn't allow that, we destroy it and create it, right? Rugged, bed, talk about all nine shorts, boys, puppets, and beyonds. Hello, Aline. Yes, a lot of energy. My head is hurting. I think we all might need some beautiful bars after this little conversation. It's going to be a little conversation. I won't keep you too much longer. What is truly possible for all of us if we were willing to own our lives? And not from dominating and controlling our lives, because that's just ridiculous. We all need to kind of like chill out with the control. Not from that controlling your life. Because again, that was where that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to control where all my time was going. I was trying to control where my money and my energy was going from this thing of setting boundaries, setting barriers, of protection, of hoarding. And for me, it didn't work. Now, if it works for you, do what works for you. Keep doing it. If it's light and expansive, have all the boundaries and barriers and protections that you desire. I'm not in any way saying that my way would work for you. But what I would love to invite you to is what if none of that was required? If you were really, truly willing to own your life. And that includes your body too. Not from controlling your body, but just from like, this is my body. This is my body. We are taught from day one as a kid, you don't get to choose what you put into your body. Most of us don't get to choose what we put on our body. Some parents will eventually allow their kids to dress themselves. But I remember I was like miscoordinated. Luckily, my mom didn't care. She let me wear whatever I wanted. But I see some parents want that perfection. They want to create that status. They pick out their kids' clothes, right? My kids want to wear pajamas every day. My oldest does anyways, not my youngest. We're taught at such a young age, we don't own our lives. We don't own our bodies. We don't own our time. If we don't want to go to school, we have to go anyways. We don't have a choice in it. No one asked us, hey, would you like to go to school when we were 5? So we're literally entrained to believe that we don't own any of this. We don't own ourselves. And then eventually when you become an adult is when, Allah, the doors open up and suddenly you're supposed to be like, this is my life. I totally own it. Yet you don't know how to own it because you were never allowed to own anything. You're only allowed to be owned. Yeah. Everything that brings up and lets down. Let's destroy it and create it. Right, get mad, bad, all day, shorts, boys, puppets, beyonds. How to claim ownership. Yes, exactly. Well, that's what I want to invite you all to. I'm actually doing a call called Do You Own Your Life? If you don't, someone else does. And we're going to be spending a whole hour on claiming your life, claiming ownership of your life, including your money, your energy, your time, your body, your life you're living, all of it. I can't really go in this Facebook Live that deep into how to claim it, but as a beginning step, if you're not inclined to join me on this call, and I hope you are, you can just actually make that demand. Start there. okay, from right now, from this moment, I demand to claim ownership of my life, however that's going to show up. And then you got to follow the whispers of awareness to see how that's going to unfold for you. If you want to explore it more with me, please come on this call. It's really low price point for most of the stuff I do. And if you're on my mailing list, it's half off. So it's even lower than what you might see. We'll put a link in the description, but it's $40. And then if you're on my mailing list, it's just $20 to come and have a deep dive into this conversation where we're really unpacking where we gave up ownership to people, places, things, and then getting into that claiming, owning, and acknowledging and embracing of our lives for us. And if you just tap into that for a minute, how much more could you actually offer the world? Offer all those people that have ownership of you if you actually had ownership of your life. For me, it's so much more. It is so much more. And I'm not fighting with them anymore, because when I choose to give them the energy or the time or the money, it is from this space of generosity, the space of possibility and contribution. And it has such a greater impact than when I'm like, oh, stop taking from me. And it's just leaching out of my world. So what if you truly could own your life, every aspect of it? What if you could stop leaking your money and your time and your energy and all of the other things? And it just starts with demand. It starts with being willing to choose it and have it. Wow. This is such a cool topic. I'm so excited to go so much more into this. We will put a link in. I know this is streaming on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, all the places. I'll put a link to this clearing and clarity call, and hopefully you'll join me. And if not, I will see you on the next Facebook Live, because this was really fun and I'm super grateful for all of you. I'm going to sign off for now. And the call's like Thursday, in 2 days or something. So I hope to see you there. Bye.